Trial. 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 Trial.
Okay, well, it appears to not want to play, so let's give up on that for now.
Trial.
With apologies, guys. I'll make it work eventually. Someday soon.
Trial. Trial. Trial.
Okay. Oh dear God, why did I do that? Pause.
Trial.
That's better. Right. Guess it just needed a hot second to
Trial.
get used to things. Has my bot posted? It has. And Aymeric has yelled. Dope.
Trial.
Okay. We're back.
Trial.
We're back, lads. We got a bit hazy there in the middle, but we picked up and we are sorted. With apologies for those technical issues. I was already and like about to go live, and then I had a blue screen literally a minute before I went live, hence the slight delay. But we're here and ready to party. Also, it is kind of chilly in my room, so it's a change. Oh, boo, 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 boo. Pardon me. I'm sleepy. The sleepy bitch syndrome is real. Before I pass out abruptly at my computer, let's hop into the game, shall we? We left off last time. Fuck if I can remember. We probably screwed up somehow. Generally speaking, that's been like my experience. Is bad shit happening. Oh, I remember. So the party had just split, which is always a bad idea. And as a result of that, it was the crying hour. I feel like we should level someone up, but I don't know who. Pick one of my 3s and level them up, I guess. You can... Oops. Ah, you need another kill. Okay, Eric, I'll promote you. There we go. Whatever, I'm not here to promote people, I'm here to play the video game, which I can't even remember what we're playing or what's happening. Where are we? I remember that the party had split, always a terrible idea, and my desktop audio was muted, also always a terrible idea. I always forget that it doesn't like unmute itself when I transfer to the game. So we were, I think, planning to go down the Eastway Road, I guess. We were originally planning to go all the way down the river, and then that didn't work out. So I think our current plan is to head down the Eastway Road to Arbrang. One hopes. One hopes that'll how it'll work out. Ooh. I'm very sorry, guys. I've got the real sleepy bitch syndrome. Game trail, one of a few gathered hunters says, looking at a beaten path of grass. No telling what we might find down it, but it'll fill some stomachs. Make a wager for who brings back the biggest kill. Everyone in the group starts smiling and tossing coins in a purse before heading down the trail. When it branches, 2 hunters sprint left and 3 think the centre trail looks promising. You consider what to do. Take off to the right. You choose to hunt alone and move down the path quietly. Sure enough, a couple of hares bolt for cover before you can sight them. But it's not you they're afraid of. The scent hits you as a bear crashes through the brush nearby. You instinctively aim and fire, scoring a shot no one will ever believe. You shot 537 pounds of meat. However, you're only able to carry 100 pounds back to the caravan. One hunter was wounded but it'll heal. The 2 others brought back a large boar, but you're clearly the victor. You give everyone back their coin and drinks are shared while the injured man's leg is mended. Later, the entire caravan enjoys the stories of the hunt while feasting. Aww. I like that. I don't like this. Once you cut through the Ormsor riverbed, the wind ceases to cut through the humid air. The darkening sky lets loose its rain and soon fat drops of water turn the dirt path to cycling mud, slowing the caravan. Cloaks are pulled overhead and children and animals are wrangled near the carts. I was hoping to avoid visiting this part of the kingdom for at least a few more years, Prince Luton says. At least others have had the sense to abandon their cesspool. As arrogant as he sounds, he's right. There are very few signs of life around you, yet you still feel like you're being watched. The lowing of the usually quiet locks indicates the beast's difficulty pulling the carts. You're up to your knees in it when a scout comes to you. Found some stone markers that lead to a few paths of solid ground over there, he shouts, for pointing over the ox. Uneven and bumpy, but easier than this. Stone markers? Yeah, the man says. Don't look natural, don't look much of anything else either. Just some stones marking a path through this place that look like a figure. You could ask Trigby, but he's nowhere to be found. Probably out gathering mushrooms. Lead the way. The caravan changes course slowly, but you soon see the low stone markers, some with sticks tied around them. The caravan picks up speed over the lumps of packed ground until a child screams. You rush back to see the boy being pulled out of a hole in one of the mounds you crossed. Inside you see blackened, wrapped bodies buried only inches beneath the bog. You're walking across a burial ground. The governor is suddenly by your side. You've led us through a hallowed marsh of cragsmen, he shouts. You ignore the voices chiming in with the governor and focus on moving the caravan quickly away. Well, that was a bad idea. They're all around us, shouts the man near the edge of the caravan. And we're stuck in this mud. Cragsmen have encircled you. The leader steps forth and shouts, "There's no price but blood for crossing the land of our dead." Shouts ring out. They're preparing to attack. Send Trigby forward to parley. Did I tell you easy isn't always easy, Trigby says. He looks nervous, a reaction you've never really seen from him before. What if they listen to me as well as you do? Do what you can so we can ready an attack. Trigger looks you in the eye for the first time in memory. Best to only sleep once in strange places, he sends, before spinning in on his heel. He marches out across the bog, hands held high in peace. Your fighters take the opportunity to get into a better position, suffering clansmen further into the centre. A few cragsmen... What the fuck? Surround Trigby while he addresses their leader in his animated fashion. The man allows him to finish before shouting, "He's forgotten our ways! Welcome home, boy!" Those surrounding Trigby pierce him repeatedly with spears before you can lead your charge. Looks like the force is roughly the size of the enemies. Most of your clansmen. The whole book seems to move from the approaching cragsmen. Eric, the warden, out. Eric, the warden from Strand, says, "I know this sounds mad, but if they're bringing battle-trained bears, if we weaken one, I can make it ours." He smiles at your confusion. Ask the governor of Strand. They're helpful in certain situations. Hakon growls. "We could lose our lives and he wants a new pet?" You consider what to do. "Okay, Eric, but this better be worth it. We need to clear the battlefield except for one bear," the warden says. "Then leave the rest to me." This is crazy, but okay. Well, I'm upset about Trigby, but it's destined for me to screw up, so... Eric. Start with Hakon and Ivor. Right, let's do this. I wouldn't know where to start, sweet music playing in the dark. Be still, my foolish heart, don't run this on me. Okay. Let me do this. Leave the bear to me. It's all for nothing if we kill it. Okay. Rude. Let me just get you out the way. Fucking bears. What next? Clear him out. That makes life a little bit easier. I like that one of his abilities is capture a bear. Ruin her day. Fucking bloody flail. Dope. Okay. Right. Move here and then do ability. Capture bear. Well, we lost a lot of friends. But we got renown. And also, rather more importantly, we have a bear. Which is pretty dope. Whoops. Thought I'd force the thing.
Flame welcomes endless war. But why?
Where are we? I spaced out and wasn't paying as much attention as I ought to have been. Even now, the petrified flames warn off our vile friends. Placed upside down in the ground, the petrified roots of a giant tree reach towards the sky. All the Varl, including Ivor and Hakon, have separated from the caravan temporarily, giving Boldringer's godstone a wide berth. The giant's presence is missed as you continue to feel watched. Hello, what do you know about Boldringer? Not much, but enough, the Skald says. These flames symbolize Boldringer's love for fire and war, the first being a means to the second. When the Varl were dominating humans in the first great conflict, it was Boldringer who gave the losing side fire to combat the giants. You hold up your hand to hold the storyteller, listening through the rain to anything that might be following you. Hearing nothing, Alea resumes, holding the gaze of his audience. Humans praised Boldringer for the gift of fire, but the god only desired more war. He points towards the distant shapes of the Varl. When the giants and humans found peace, this godstone fell from grace. It looks to continue keeping the land scorched. Perhaps its shadow can still kill. Step into it. Against Elea's wishes, you walk directly into the shadow of the godstone's gnarled roots. Many clansmen gasp, not caring for your disregard. The gods are dead, you remind them. Oh, fuck. An arrow suddenly sinks into the ground near you. Run to attack, shouts Alea. Shields come up and the fighters join you as you charge the enemy, cloaked in storm. Listen. I love to make terrible mistakes. That's what I'm good at. Actually, it's been ages since I fought with Issa, so I'm going to bring her along for the party. There we were, surrounded by mudmen. What a brilliant line that I missed due to not reading properly. You do have a brilliant plan, right? Someone? Anyone? Absolutely not. The day I have anything approaching a brilliant plan is the day that something has gone terribly wrong. What? That was incredibly rude of you. Thank you for killing the bear for us. That's pretty dope of you. Okay, I've cleared one bad guy out at least. No, don't shoot. Fuck. Right, well. Let's get over here, lads. Rude. Right. Now we have summoned a bear. You can go fuck shit up. A piece of shit. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Right. Day 1 ruined. Day ruined. Nice. That's the shit that I like to see. And, well, we fucked up. We're gonna have to rest in a hot second anyway, but... Having killed or run off the cragsmen, you return to the remaining clansmen at the Godstone. Grabbing your belongings, your foot hits something in the mud. You reach down and find a small skull with a yellow ribbon through the eye. You toss it in a bag without another thought. We got some renown, I guess, even though we... we're on good morale, that's okay then. So where are we now? I wanna know where to start, sweet music playing in the dark. Nowhere near. Sorry, I'm being distracted. Ah, I see. And it forms a river which does that and then goes to Sigerholm. Okay. I just love this map because it's so full of, like, story that the rain finally ceases but the wind picks up. You squint into the gusts and have a clear view of the vast plains ahead. There doesn't seem to be much out there, Ivor says. His tone conveys wonder and concern in equal measure. Me too. Well, Grunter seems to be not burnt yet. Why did I say that? The ground shakes again, enough to cause the ox to strain at their leads in panic. Out here in the plains with nothing but open sky above, you feel remarkably vulnerable. Only a few trees around and no mountains, Hakon says in a right tone. Looks like we only have to worry about the ground opening up beneath us. He shrugs at the look you give him.
Grunter almost looks forgotten by the rest of the world. Maybe those who live here have forgotten the rest of us too.
In a field just outside Grunda, this caravan spots several creatures you assumed were myth. I don't believe it. Are those... Two horsemen hold simple bronze weapons and stand guard over a few others who look wounded, unable to rise. The sight of the caravan makes them nervous. I have to get a closer look. Me too. The two of you advance 100 yards, showing every sign of respect and peace. A number of clansmen push closer too. The male horseborn stomps a hoof repeatedly. The female, tail whipping, brandishes the javelin. Damn, the caravan is scaring them. Go tell the archers to put down their bows. Oddleaf looks irritated at having to leave the Horseborn, but she does what you say. You slowly advance and point. I'm Rook. What's wrong with your friends? The two Horseborn exchange a look, the female snorting and shaking her mane. You help? His voice sounds strange and his mouth moves uncomfortably around the foreign words. Yes, help. You wave to Ivan, who slowly approaches slowly but confidently. The female looks agitated and speaks in a long string of consonants. The male responds to her, then turns to you. Help Roek and others. I'll try. This is certainly a first. The Horseborn step aside, allowing Avon to approach the wounded fighters. Dope! With Avon and Juno tending to the wounded Roek and the other Horseborn, the caravan settles down outside the scant town of Grunda. It appears the town is enjoying a small festival. Quite a few clansmen go over the hill to enjoy the sights and sounds, but soon return looking disappointed. They called us outsiders, the woman says. They don't want interrupting their wheat harvesting festival, but the merchants don't seem to mind trading. The clansmen soon shrug it off and take renewed interest in the Horseborn, some in awe, others in disgust. Right. First, we're going to do some levelling. I'm doing my levelling now while the renown is good. Right. A duty-bound trader dedicated to a said Skathak is the more trusting of strangers than the majority of his kind. Most humans think of Horseborn as a myth. Skathak has interacted with the cragsmen of the southern bogs enough to temper his fear. Fearless fighter, Roek almost never backs down from a confrontation. 10 years of age, his pride, culture, and short average lifespan drive him towards boldness. It's the only way he will become the leader of his herd before he's too old. His mate, Deirdre, unfailingly supports and encourages him. Deirdre is more cautious and ready to attack than most, usually concerned with betrayal from anyone but her mate Roek. Her family was ambushed and murdered by a previously friendly tribe, leaving her with a lifelong mistrust. I love her! Right. I'm emptying my party out again. Right, I'm going to bring Hakon and Ivor, because it's like an impulse. I'm going to try out Skathak. Eric. I want to bring Eric or... Luton's actually really... I really like Issa though. I'll bring Moga as well, I guess. Okay. Next thing. I need to bring Nid out with me so she can beat up more people so I can level her up. I'm gonna promote Issa. Tide. Yes. Dope. Okay, Hogan will promote you as well. So Nid is now my only level 3. Level 4s. I'm gonna promote Yes, sir. Ah, she's got points available. Points mean prizes. Ivan has a whole bunch of... Where did you get all those from, buddy? Okay, anyone with points still? No. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna promote Luden. And What about Gris as well? I'm not going to spend any more renown because I'm going to go to the market. And find me some supplies. Okay, now. The blonde axeman, one of two twins from a small village near Saga, is chopping into a fallen tree for no apparent reason. His swings look dangerous. Hogan, everything okay? He glares at you. Where's your brother, Mogan? He left with the ravens, wondering if I should have done the same. Why's that? I've been following your lead for a long time now, and for what? My brother's gone, my wife and children are frightened of everything around them, including me. I tell them this constant fighting's only for a time, but it's changing me. I see it in their eyes, in my own reflection. I thought I was doing it to protect them, but if they think I'm a monster, what's the point? What do you want to do? I'm torn. I think it's good for me to be out there fighting. Makes me feel alive, but I'm doing something. But I know where my wife worries. Her father was consumed with raiding, felt useless when he wasn't fighting. He died soon after she was born. Depths, you make decisions every day. Just make this one for me, will you? Keep jogging that log. The answer will come to you. Ah, I'm going to swing this thing. May as well be at something trying to hurt my family. The axeman looks somewhat relieved, if not a bit guilty. A few more fights, then. Thanks, Rook. Something like this makes me glad we crossed paths when we did. Aww. Okay. You glance at Ubin, who snorts and smiles. Scathak's thank you for helping his friend Roak. Deirdre's the other one, but she's not in a talking with Val in humans mood. You're welcome. I'd like you to meet Hakon. Scathak's tail swats his flanks, and he bows his head towards Hakon. Val... Mans? Same herd? No, but we're no longer enemies. I haven't seen Horseborn in centuries. Last they knew, humans and Val were at each other's throats. What brings you so far north? Scathak looks confused by the question, so Ubin shows him the map, pointing to Dalaland and Grundar. Food. Our planes break. Hakon snorts. Might be justice. Didn't they kill all the horses, Scrivener? His ancestor did, yes, but blaming folks for things that happened hundreds of years before they were alive? You may as well accuse these humans around us of starting the Great Wars. What happened to Roak? Roak, brave fighter, protect food, hit many times. Hit? Who was attacking? Scathak says many things in his other language. Trigacanthai. The Irish! Trigacanthai. His eyes go wide and he stomps the ground before pointing west. You look at Ubin. I don't have a clue, but clearly not a friend. Was it the people here, in Grundar? Scathak looks where Hakon is pointing. He shakes his head and points west again. The Val King eyes Scathak suspiciously. How do you know our language? Scathak just stares at you. You talk like us. Where did you learn? Heard little trade with Mans and Mud. Think he means our bog friends, the Cragsmen. Have you found the food you were seeking? Enough for time, my guess. 2 others take to herd in south. His hoof scuffs the ground are uncertain words. Just those 2? What about you and the couple? Scathak, Roek, Dedruhe. This herd help, we help this herd. That might not be wise. Foreign language kicks his back legs at once. Not that I'm a translator, but I'm guessing they're honor bound to return the favour. I think you're stuck with them. Hakon looks at you and shrugs. No getting around demands of honour. They seem like good friends. Like, I like them. Okay, well, we're gonna rest for... we've got 36 days, so I'm gonna actually rest for 2 days. Get that morale back up. And then we're gonna head out. Now that Roek's had a chance to heal, 2 of the horsemen are heading south to deliver some supplies to their people. What crazy ideas in your head, Scrivener? With the world falling apart around us, there may not be another chance to trek down south. Everyone's free to do what they want, but you'll be missed. Remember that it comes to dealing with Ruga as well. If he wants to depart, by the gods, let him. Then be safe, Ubin, and join us again if you can. You know where we're going. Don't worry about me. Just make sure you're alive to see this thing through to Arbrang. Farewell. Scrivener says a few more goodbyes before departing with a horseborn. That's sad, because he was like the guy that we sort of started this whole adventure with, but also like his whole role is writing and making a record of history. I can understand it. So I was wrong when not taking the Eastway Road. Dalanond. So I guess sorry, I'm like trying to mentally map, so I guess we're gonna go here down on south to the fjord, cross the fjord, and try and get up that way. I feel like this is going to go badly, but whatever. The governor catches up to you and asks for a moment of your time. His bodyguard is behind him, silent. There's something to be said for you getting us across that chasm and through that bog. Is that a compliment? You just haven't gotten as many people killed as I expected. You give the governor a half smile. You'll still fail, and I'll be there to push your face in the dung. Is there something you wanted? I want to see these people safely to Arbrang. Get us across these barren plains, and I might be impressed. He turns to leave, but stops. Oh, and try not to pick up any more strays on the way, okay? Ruger sneers in the direction of the horseborn before walking away. It's because bitch doesn't know anything about honor. There was a skeeter in my flat yesterday, and I think it bit me. But the problem is every single itch now, I'm like, is it just an itch, or is it like a skeeter bite? I have to get the salmonella. No, incorrect. I have to get the citronella. Also, I lit my new candle, but it gutted. A metal clanking is heard in the distance and grows louder. You see a yoke's cart surrounded by Orval and an old woman hitting lid against a pan. All sorts of things for sale, she says, but her eyes go wide when she looks at you. It's you. Special deals when it comes to you. How do you know me? Word travels fast, she says. Think you can slay asunder and keep it secret? She clicks her tongue and shakes her head. Madia knows of you, sure enough. Why are you out here selling things? Madia sells things to those travelling, she says. It's what she does. Used to be as generous as Asile, Madia was, but that don't buy more supplies. But make up your mind, Madia will be gone as soon as she arrived, and don't get any ideas of sneaking off with things. These four Val have the keenest eyes, the sharpest blades, and the shortest tempers. You feel the Val watching your every move. Sorry that I, died of death there. Well, I can't afford anything as much as I love all of these things. I'm going to buy us more supplies. Ahead. The caravan comes to an immediate halt. That's the second fucking shoe this bloody beast has shown in a day, the ox tender curses. It will take some time to see to the ox, so you call for camp. While most of the clansmen steeple lose themselves and drink, Juno requests a moment to speak with you alone. You're holding things together remarkably well. You sound surprised. When I first looked in your mind at Bursgard, I knew you would do anything to return to Alert. Her death. Some of the greatest people in our history have gone mad at the massive loss of loved ones. You say nothing, but continue to look at the Valka. You're not insane, Rook. You're experiencing tremendous grief and still managing to lead this caravan. That is something to be proud of. Juno patiently awaits your reply. Why? Why is the caravan important? The journey is forging them into what the future will require. The era of peace is over, and one of survival has begun. Our brang may be the best shelter for the coming storm, but the people there are soft, too dependent on a society that will no longer exist. Because of the dredge? Partially, but mostly because of coming darkness that is pushing the dredge. You've mentioned this darkness, but I don't see it. You've seen signs of its coming, dredge in numbers, the land breaking apart. It is a force unlike any other. I wish I could say more, but even the Mender Council is ignorant to this. Anyone here could do what I'm doing. Juno smiled as one of sadness and harsh realities. Not anyone, yes, but possibly others. That's why I've been watching you. If you no longer seemed worthy, you'd be replaced. You act like I have no say in the matter. Quite the contrary. Your every decision is your say in the matter. You keep all of these people alive as best you can, as if they were all from your own clan. That is rare and needed. What's your part in all of this? The Valkyr grows silent, looking down for a long moment before answering. My role has many names. Instigator, catalyst, mistake. But you and I are both fledglings in what is required of us, what we must do. You didn't actually answer me. Because I honestly don't know how. Only the future will tell if my role is villain or hero. Thank you. I should get back to checking on the others. Before you go, there is one thing I must address with you, the serpent. I thought you needed some books in Manor Hub before knowing anything else about it. That is true, but the chasm at Ormsdala and the tremors in the ground concern me. Yeah, me too. Should that incredible creature ever resurface, do not attempt to stop it. It would take power unseen in ages to affect the serpent. If you see it, run. Her words chill you as you find yourself nodding to her command. Very fair. That's what I would do in this situation. Right. Let's rest and ollie out, friends. A scout runs up to you. There's a woman tied to a tree up ahead, got 4 guards watching her. The strange news draws a good deal of attention from the caravan. The bound woman is ranting and spitting at the 4 guards when you arrive and ask, "What's going on here?" "This here's a witch," one guard says, "plaguing our clans, making everyone really sick. But we caught her and brought her way out here." The others nod. "She's to be tied here for 5 days without food or water, then cut loose. Then 3 days so far. But she'll die on your own. Or after that long. But she'll die on her own after that long with nothing to eat or drink, you say. It's not on us," the guards respond. "But if you want to set her free, we'd be bigger fools than you to get in your way. You consider what to do." "Yes, sir. Any thoughts?" "Yes, sir." It smiles and saunters to the tied woman. She says a few quiet words to the prisoner and looks to over before returning. "My suggestion," she says, "burn her and the tree to the ground." "How do you know she's a witch?" Everyone looks at the woman who is grinning. A toothless grin. She scratches at the tree bark and calls out the dead gods one by one. "If that's not enough," the guard says. "She was seen squeezing mistletoe berries into water troughs. Think I heard that makes you sick." The other guards swelled their head in agreement. Let her go and everyone go their own way. The guard looks shocked and shakes his head. "Foolish idea, and you're on your own with letting her go." All 4 guards run off in different directions. You wave the caravan and stay behind to cut the woman free. She slumps to the ground, weak. You leave her water and a small amount of food. As you walk away, she seems gibberish that chills you, but you don't look back. That could have been a mistake, but I feel like bringing her with us would have been a worse mistake. And I trust Yrsa. Well, Lundar doesn't look broken. You notice the archer neared, because she's standing perfectly still looking out into the distance. Let me guess, you see more grass. When she turns to you, she's smiling. Not smiling. Dredge, she says quietly. "How is that possible," you ask, knowing better than to doubt her sight. "I thought we lost them in the chasm." You can make out a dust cloud on the horizon, which means they can make out the one produced by the caravan, and it's heading the same direction as you, toward Lundar. The Valkyr walks to your side and says, "I was afraid of this. The cracks in the ground along the Eastway Road. It's like that damn crevice at Sigerholm all over," Hakon says. "The dredge was just pouring out of it. Does that mean they could," Juno just a question, "appear almost anywhere?" "Yes, but let's not panic the caravan. Just keep moving." Let me have a look at the map again, see what's the sitch is. Okay, so at some point we cross the river. Catches and breeds with the king's permission. The feathers here are often prized with arrows, which many hunters swear fly straighter than swifter than any other. So the cracks along here, so we're going to have to cut through. Probably cut through the woods. And east. It's Bridge. Finding. Okay, stop being distracted by the map, me. Honestly, I could click on every single thing on the map, like...
Lundar, the Archer's Haven, home to the finest Fletchers in the world, though it appears beset with war.
Like everywhere else. Horseborn, why are they attacking? Because they want food, bro. Why does anyone ever attack anyone? Looks like the Dredge are hitting the town too. So sweat this is bad, Hakon says. Lundar's fighting on two fronts and barely holding it together. Hakon's been warring long before you were ever born. His worried look is unsettling. I always had the Huswan in trouble with walls since they usually fight in open fields, he says. Ubin's the only one old enough to actually know, but it doesn't matter because those walls will barely slow the Dredge. And if the Dredge flattened this town with defences out on these plains, Ivar says. But what are the Horseborn after? All eyes turn to Roek, Deirdre and Scathach. The three Horseborn caravan are pointing and talking excitedly in her own language. Deirdre nods towards Roek, tossing her head and baring her teeth. You're surprised by the look of savage fury on the faces as the couple takes off without warning, charging the attacking Horseborn. While Scathach remains behind, he clearly wants to join them, but he awaits your decision. They could die on their own, Oddleif shouts, not hesitating to follow Roek and Deirdre. Ivar sighs. She's lost her mind over those new members of the clan. Might lose her life over it too. He looks at you. We could fight Dredge or Horseborn, or split up and fight both if you're feeling suicidal. If we're splitting up, my Val are hitting the Dredge, Hakon says. We're good at that. Ingvar can do what he wants. He always has. Scathach, why did they take off like that? Scathach fights the fight and flips his mane left and right. Return fight? He's either nervous or hiding something or cannot find the right words. Hakon spits. We don't have time to figure out his stomps and tail whipping. Let's... Oh, I don't want to lose them. Dividing and conquering seems like the best option. Let's stop the Horseborn and deal with the Dredge later. The Horseborn are much faster. You and the others follow Roek and Deirdre against this unfamiliar foe. We'll fight. Oddleif is hemmed in near two Horseborn. You see Roek and Deirdre, but the kicked up dust cloud birds your sight. We can drive a wedge straight for Ivar says, but these Horseborn are fast. If they flank us, we'll take heavy losses. Shield will advance slowly and keep them from flanking us. It's exactly how I would do it. Ruger says, no sense in risking everyone for the few foolish enough to blindly enter this fight. The armory advances against the unknown tactics of the enemy Horseborn. I feel like this is probably going to go very badly, but also I really don't want to lose Odd and our new friends, so... Let's do it. Also, the Irish, that's why I can't pronounce any of their names. So, Deirdre is actually probably equivalent to Deirdre. Scathach, I believe is how you pronounce it. Anyway. Keep you guys here. Actually, I'm going to move you this way. Pretty good, like... advanced line. What? That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. Drop our battle lines. Can you attack yet? Not yet. I'm gonna get you in here as well. Rude. Right. You need to get here and I want you to ruin someone's day. It's the shit that I like. What? I got stunned somehow? Question mark? More of them are coming. Keep them away from the town. Okay. It's incredibly rude and I can't believe you would do that. We defeat enough, the rest will retreat. Well, we appear to be getting nothing but friends at the moment, so... It's a bad time. Move you here, but you're gonna start going that way. Or not, because he's gonna come over this way. Render this all moot. That's pretty cool. To see what the trample looks like. Very cool is how it looks. Okay, get out of there. Okay. Oh, it's a very cool ability. I really like it. Okay. Get us over there. Oh. Rude. Oh, we're close to ruining people's day. And that's what I like to do, so... Nice. And we got a cheeb. Cheeb's the shit I like. This should be the last of them. Let's finish this. Okay. Any more? Just the 3. Sorry, that looked kinda... beautiful as how it looked. Okay, so we've got 3 new friends incoming. Can set them on fire, which I like. Don't want you to ruin a day. You to rest and recover, because you are going to go here. Going to do this. Okay. At some point your friend and mine has been stunned, which is very rude. You're going to clear them out. Then he reappears. Time to have his day just thoroughly ruined. We definitely could have done better, but oh well. Skathak is ready for promotion. Dope. Just as quickly as they tried to flank you, the remaining Sourceborn scatter. You search, but the field and you search the field to find Royak and Deirdre. Deirdre, I'm going to try. Wounded, but protecting, slightly limping Oddleaf with their bodies. You smile and help her up. The town, the Valking's voice rattles you. The Dredge are destroying it. Everyone who managed getting to their feet rushes into Lundar. You look at the destruction around you, the loss of life, and try and find some meaning to it. Even before your breathing slows, the older townsmen run up shouting. Those dark spawns of the depths are destroying everything. He almost stumbles in front of you. They ruin the homes and the market. The Great Hall's the only thing still standing, full of the decision makers and those with money. He spits. Let it fall like the rest for all I care. Just take the rest of us with you. We'll save who we can, you tell the man. To the Great Hall. I can get behind that, to be honest. I'm gonna stick with this squad. I'm gonna stick with this squad. I'm not gonna level anyone else up for now, but I just wanted to get her out of the bad zone, as it were. None of our friends have anything, so... No, I can't give anyone a Let's Bracelet. That feels weird. The idea of giving someone else, I just can't do it. Okay. Even with their guards, the people here were still being overrun. Move you here. First blood. It's okay though, because we can clear them up and then flank them. No, you can't slack and burn there just yet. Okay. Here. Okay, well that's gonna happen. You can run forward and trample that bitch. And he's gonna die of standing on fire. Now I'm gonna move you this way. Our ranged, we can keep you on the other side of the fire, which is dope. And I should not be sitting here with my hand directly in front of my mic. It's a bad time. Rude, I was nowhere near that, you piece of shit. Keep you here out of... marginally out of the firing line. So should I like to see? I'm move you here. I'm getting almost useless this fight. It's okay though, because we've got you to really ruin that day. You a dick. I feel like that was deserving more than 10 renown, but whatever. What you did there, the old man says, but his voice cracks. He stares hard at you. Good people died in those houses, and our food was looted while the well-to-do hid with the fighters in the Great Hall. That's who you saved, the man spits. Take him. Take those bastards with you when you go. We'll string them up. Ryak, Deirdre, and Scathach suddenly catch the man's attention and he sneers. Do you two belong to you? I reckon the people around here would pay good coin to see him gutted. Oddly flushed. Belong to... No, no one is gutting anyone. They just help save your town. Well, my dog bit one of the attackers too, but I don't let it in the shop. Keep those pets on short leashes. It is all you can do to keep Oddly from arguing with a man. She storms off, muttering things best not repeated. Ivor and Hakon find you. Both look as tired as you feel. I'm not sure how so many of us made it through that. I never expected to see Horseborn in my life, let alone fight along them. And the Dredge seem desperate. Fighting like us, you mean? Like they've got nothing left to lose. I wasn't worried. With the great Ingvar on our side, how could we fail? Ivor looks at you and grumbles. Face it, Ivor, you're a legend. Oh, and what do you? See how you enjoy it when you get to our rank. Let me know how you feel when others act like idiots just to be near you, Sunderslayer. You won't be able to relieve yourself without it being an act of the gods. I've always considered that a rather holy moment myself. Hack on laughs. It's good to know you haven't lost your sense of humour. Well, I doubt anyone in the capital even knows what happened in Bursgard. Juno walks up to your group unexpectedly. Word has a way of travelling faster than any of us. Don't be surprised if the capital knows you're coming. Which reminds me, we should be figuring out what we're doing next. I agree. Unfortunately, all this fighting took a serious toll on the caravan. Lindar, or what's left of it, is defensible and will allow everyone some greatly needed rest. I won't argue with Vaka on that front. And I'm in no hurry to enter the Old Wood. I've heard strange things about that place. I'm sure it'll be fine. You watch the Valka as everyone moves on. She looks less confident you've ever seen her before. Chapter 11. Where a Foe May Lurk. The thing is, I'm just not attached to these guys in the way that I've now become really attached to Rook and his friends. I think Rook had the strength of, like, breaking my heart in two at the end of the last game, so I've got lots of... I'm really attached to him because of the end of the last game. Oh, I cry every day thinking about it. Your hay mattress itches, but it's more comfortable than sleeping on the cold, hard ground. As you stand out in your private room, you hear something. Throwing on your cold, bare cloak, you step outside and listen. It's the sound of battle, outside the gates, where your ravens are. You race to the gates, shouting for the guards to open them. They look pale. Swear to gods I'll make it worse if you don't open these damn gates, you yell. The guards follow your command. You're almost overwhelmed by a surge of clansmen pushing to get through. The old wanderer of your company finds you. Just some dredge scouts, he says. Surprised in that snow, we took some losses, but we cleared them out. Probably a lot more coming through. As he speaks, the sniffle lessens. Timing. Snow must be moving south now. Not that it matters much for you living up inside here. You grab a raven running by you. I want every one of our fighters ready to move, now. Set a post inside these gates for them to wait for me. The fighter nods and take off to find everyone. Where's that fucking Valka? Maybe up on the wall. The fucking Valka is here. Valka Zephyr, I've never heard you speak like that. The silent appearance of the two men surprises you. You were outside the walls. What did you see? Dredge scouts. I'll wager my axes there's an army of them coming this way. The young man's eyes go wide as he slares at Claws and Fang. And if that's true, they'll level this place. The storm must have hidden their approach. Or kept them at bay. But why are they here? Why now? I don't care. We're heading for the mountains. But the ravens could take on all those dredge, especially with Valka's help. Like that time in River Rake when you helped Valka Fiorin. Forgotten about that. Nickel's eyes light up. It was you, Fiorin, and a handful of ravens down the bandit who called himself the Draugr of Dengla. Oh, Draug. Bad time. The river... A war horn blares across the town. The army of dredge you suspected is real. Nichols, find Gudmundur. Have his guards try to calm the people, but bring him to meet us at the barn with a cart. The young Mender follows orders without question. Not a bad quality. The cart's not your business. I disagree. A dead Valkyr gives you a cart to hide in the deepest recesses of a river, and suddenly an army of dredge appears? If you haven't already tried, I doubt you'll be able to open the cart. If it's rose and shirt as I suspect, I'm the only one here who can open it. I told you, Juno's not dead. We were just travelling with her. Let me tell you something that compromises my position is... Valka. The Juno who I knew, who the entire council knew, was put to death by us, the council. You killed one of your own? It's a very rare sentence, reserved only for the worst offences. Altering people's minds, their thoughts, is one such offence. Volker gets quiet and looks at you. Say nothing. Zephyr notices a silent exchange, but does not question you. Regardless, Juno was put to death and Avend was imprisoned. In his grief, he escaped and stole away with Juno's body, but for what purpose is anyone's guess. So no, you will not be paid by the council for a job issued by a Valka whose life we ended. Your irritation is rising when another war horn sounds. 2 horns mean a large force approaches. Collect what you need and hurry to the barn. It's time we discover why you're really here. I have my suspicions. I don't know what it is, but I suspect it's a thing. Duh. The last stretch falls and you pause, taking in heavy breaths. The snow is finally abating. The storm is moving south. Let's get inside the gates, you say. I'm gonna buy us some supplies first. The smell of hay and yolk dung is heavy as you enter the stout wooden barn. Zephyr and Nichols are talking in hushed tones to the guard captain. Gudmund glances at the large cart nervously. Not everyone knows why we are here, she says. I do not believe in coincidences, but I cannot begin to imagine what would draw a large army of dredge to bend down besides the contents of this cart. She moves her spear in intricate motions, occasionally shaking her head and starting over. Finally, she looks at you to open it. What? What? Oh. Oh. The silent sight of the Sunder bellower's body in the cart silences everyone you. You howl as the memory of a dream tears through your mind and drops you to the knee. A strange tower of white stone. Lightning, fear, confusion, distrust. There is a wrongness about it all. Volvok, hey! Folker's voice draws you from your dream. She's shaking you by the straps of your cloak. Everyone is watching. Another dream, she asks. Your eyes finally focus on hers. A white stone tower. Lightning. What are you talking about? Zephyr asks, pulling away from the cart. Her tone is full of concern. I saw a tower. Lightning. I don't know what I saw. The Valka pauses briefly before shrugging. That is unexpected, Zephyr says. The Valka looks unaccustomed to surprises. Gudmundr, continue your task. Nichols, take some fighters and open the mine. Keep that path clear at all costs. As both men begin to leave, she points to the cart and shouts, not a word of this. They nod on the way out. She turns to you and Folker. This cart. I'm not sure why they're attacking, but if the dredge recaptured Bellower, he's dead. Who cares if they take him? He cannot die. His immortality is more than a rumour. Dredge lives have no natural end, but they can be killed. All except the immortal Sunder, Bellower. They live forever? Zephyr nods but looks lost in thought. How do you know all of this? Zephyr sighs. The Valka know many things about all life in the world. I cannot go into further detail right now. Further detail? That was no detail at all. There's an army of dredge coming for this cart. I will tell you more when it is safe. The storm to the south and dredge army to the north leave us with one way out, the mines. Wait, our way out is to sit in a hole in the ground? The Valka have pathways there that will grant us escape, but with all these people it will be difficult. Why should I trust anything you say? How would life serve me in this moment? If the situation is not dire, why would I reveal secrets guarded by the council? She does seem more open than any Valka or Mender you have ever met. If you go with you, what's required? We only have a couple of hours to move people to the mine. I'll be at the opening preparing the way. Her upload carts near gates will warn the families in the houses of our immediate departure. Without waiting for a response, Zephyr hurries away. You know, we could always take Bellower's cart and make a break into the mountains. The two of you reseal Bellower's cart. Of course, a town in chaos is tempting. Makes you wonder what you might find in the Great Hall. We'll stick with the Valka for now. Okay, but a couple of hours won't let us do everything. Time to pick up poison. The two of you head to the Raven's Post. So, our options. Pillage the Great Hall, warn the people in the houses, or do the gate. We'll do the Great Hall. You choose a few ravens of the half that are around to join you on your investigation of the Great Hall. The front door might be the easiest, Fokker says, but we could lift someone onto the roof and he'd be in under the eave without trouble. You give it some thought. We'll try it your way. Mogan, you're up. You practically toss the man onto the snow-covered roof and he slips a few times before making it under. Time passes without any sign from him, but one of the ravens warns you that a group is coming out the front. Let's go, you order, and all of you return to the Raven's Post, minus Mogan. A short time later, you're surprised by who approaches. Gudmundr and his guards march up with half a dozen bound ravens. Your birds were trying to take things from the Great Hall that don't belong to them, he says. You say nothing. You and your fighters could have really helped us today, says the captain, but you don't do anything without payment. In different times, Suffolk kills the pathetic thieves, but we need fighters for whatever's coming. He looks at you. We should all get to the mines. At the mine, Mogan rejoins you. Had to hide until everyone cleared out, he says. Hopefully this sets us straight for the whole cart issue, huh? He hands you something before entering the mine. Ooh. The mineshaft is cramped and more than once your broken horns knock against the rough ceiling or a timber. You follow Valka Zephyr at the head of the caravan. She's lighting one of your bracketed torches along the way when shouts from the mouth of the mine reach you. Dredge! The gates in town did nothing to halt their advance. Gudmundr and his men will slow them, Zephyr says, but it may not be enough. They have orders to collapse the opening if they're overwhelmed. Will you keep them from being overwhelmed? We're mercenaries, not volunteers. And no price will cover the cost of us all dying. no right to cover the cost of dying in this mine shaft, she says. I'll head back there if you won't, but if I die up there, she looks at you, the torches will burn out, the food will run out, and then the real horror will start. We'll do it, but we'll talk price later. Yes, we will, she says. We need to talk about many things. You turn and shout, Ravens, back to the top. Heading up the mine shaft is like swimming against a current. Frightened villagers push forward and you barely have room to get past the oxen cart. Gudmundur in his grim manner looks pleased to see you. No real plan, he says. Just kill as many as you can. The ravens around you smile at his words and begin to chant. Right. Percy. Polka. Take Ollie and I'm gonna try back. Actually no, that's a lie. I'm gonna try Zephyr out. Let's see how this goes. Explain. There will be times again. See it. What is that gloomy thing standing watch over these stone singers? Okay. Ruined that day. What? I'm unhappy about that, I have to say. What the fuck? It's generalized unhappiness time. Generally speaking, I am what the kids would say, not down with any of this. Oh. I see. I see. Do not do that thing, please. It's bad time o'clock. Oh shit. Oh shit. I mean, hooray for achievements, but unhooray for getting overwhelmed. Fall back, Goodmunter repeats. The opening is ready to come down. As everyone sprints into the mine, the guard tosses at you a heavy hammer and points at the timber. You deserve the honour, he says. You turn and look at the grey sky, the snow, Bindal, and the dredge walking towards you. With a hefty swing, the timber snaps and rocks begin to fall. You drop the hammer and race down the shaft towards the light of the torches. Ahead, the path comes to a dead end against the smooth surface of the flat rock. Wish you can, Zephyr says. It may be the last decent sleep these people get for days. I'll need Nichols to assist me in opening the path beyond, but first, you and I should talk. Okay. Let's do this first. I want to know what the new present we got is. Figuring representing the horse of a fabled archer from Reich. That's pretty dope. Right. I'll give you an item now. Anyway. We'll talk, we'll rest, we'll move on. A few small fires provide a sense of calm for the caravan, though the villagers keep well away from the ravens. There is enough light to see you are no longer in a man-made mine, but a natural cave of sorts. What are we doing down here? Staying alive and keeping Bellower from the dredge. I thought that was obvious. But we keep heading down like we're hunting dwarves. Valka gives you a ghost of a smile. Until today, no one but a few on the council knew about these tunnels, not even Menders. We didn't create them, but we've used them a great deal over the years to travel far distances quickly. Zephyr becomes quiet, awaiting a question. Where do they lead? Practically everywhere. Arborang, Vaux, Grofheim, or what is left of it. I'm not sure anyone knows the full extent of these underground tunnels, but we're about to enter a corridor, one of the main tunnels. So where are we headed? Where would you go, knowing you possess the body of an immortal sleeping body of an immortal Sunder General? You want us to drag him to bloody Manahar, don't you? Manahar is the safer place to secure the Bellower's body. Whatever drew the Dredge army towards us in Bindal, the council can find a way to stop it. What about my ravens? So far, helping Valka pays less than a bloodshed coin. And that's why I'm talking to you alone for now. The corridor will lead us to Manahar in a week's time. See us there and I'll give you a genuine Valka oath. You'll be rewarded well enough to never need work again. You look around at the cave walls and back at the way you came. We'll go to Manahar. We were heading there after the Blue River anyway. Okay, let's rest tonight for that great morale. And head out. A scout rushes back to the caravan. There's gold down here. You feel a surge of excitement like everyone else. A vein as thick as my leg, just around. The man looks left and right, confused. Damn it, I'm all turned around. Send out a search party. A dozen fighters join the scout to find the gold. The clansmen pass the time by saying what they'll do with their share. The longest longship ever built, says one man. Enough land around me that I never have to see any of you again, a woman adds. After a couple of hours, they all return empty-handed. The scout already looks beaten and mumbles apologies to everyone, but the caravan stashed hopes, getting around another round of beating. I should have just not, but... Goldfinger. Hello? The man's sudden appearance makes you tense. I don't mean to sneak up at you. It's something I do. I mean something I've learnt to do. Something that will get you killed if you do it to me again. Okay, yes, understood. But it does have its uses. Just allow me to fight alongside you in, well, a fight. You won't regret it. You scoff and turn away from the man only to see Goodmundr approach. I see you met Ditch. Strange fellow to have next to you in a fight, but he finds his way through enemy defences. Then you fight next to him. People near me tend to get hurt, but his retreats won't be an accident. I like the dude. He's got a hipster beard and I like him. Ditch is walking alongside a woman you've never seen before. He seems captivated by her, but her unfamiliarity nags at you. Ask Volker who she is. Saw her earlier with another man, Volker says. Must be nice to get so much attention. She realises you are looking at her and clears her throat. Not that not her sure who she is though. You nod and decide to keep an eye on her. She's the goddess! The goddess who's dropped the thing in our thing. The torches highlight the cracky black rocks and puddles on the path underfoot. They do little to keep everyone together. Sharp turns around boulders quickly block lines of sight. We've lost a few families, Zephyr informs you. We need to stop and find them. You consider your options. This is the only time. I appreciate the help, she says, and splits everyone in search groups. As you search, you realise it's hard to track time down here as it is above with the sun that never moves. Sometime later, you think you hear voices to the left. Call out to the left. Using a softer voice than usual, you call out, "You there?" A moment later, you hear a response. "You there?" The voice sounds like yours, but different. Keep moving along the path. A bit further down, you find the source of the sounds. A mother is holding her children tucked away in the recess of a rock formation. She whimpers as you approach, and Volker says, "Better let me handle this." Moments later, you head back to meet with Zephyr. Surprisingly, all the missing clansmen were found. Dope. Water barrels are running low. Holfi, your quartermaster reports, and I'll be damned if I start licking these slimy rocks for a drink. The shield maiden looks at you. If these people start getting desperate for water down here, you cut her off. I know, you say. Send out some scouts. We'll camp here until they return. Some of your ravens and other members of the caravan group up and grab torches or open water skins before heading off in different directions. Better catch them rest while you can, Volker says. Nothing to do until they get back anyway. Laying down, you focus on the sound of a small drip somewhere in the cave. It grows louder, like the beat of a drum, like thousands of feet marching behind you. You turn and everyone stops. You see in the glowing eyes of your army looking at you in admiration. 100 members break formation to dig holes in cavern floors and paste stone bowls in the depressions. The bowls quickly fill with water, and the first is offered to you. You slake your first before seeing your red-armoured reflection in the bowl. You wake up with a shout, and Volker joins you. "What was it this time?" she asks, concerned. Instruct her on finding water. Dig holes. Put bowls down in them. See if they fill with water. She sets some ravens to follow your strange commands, and shortly after you hear the whooping cheers of success. The celebration brings all the scouts back early. Oh, I'm so concerned! A rope bridge with wooden flanking crosses an open span in the cavern formations. Looks old, Volker says. Narrow and not meant for carts. Get the menders to reinforce it. Both Zephyr and Nichols move through the crowd and begin tracing patterns in the air with their staffs. The only thing you see is a slight lift in the bridge, but they walk across first to calm any fears. The caravan crosses without incident. I don't mind that it took a little more time. I do mind that there's definitely a dead goddess who's come back to life and is hanging out with us. I'm going to look at a map, though I know it may not be the most useful. Back explain, there will be darkness again. Right, where actually is Manaha? There. I guess we'll meet up eventually, one presumes. Sorry, I'm laughing at the... just having a small giggle to myself at the description. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, so I guess we're going to come out, move under and come out, pop out around there, one presumes? There will be... I've got Hosier's no plan stuck in my head. It's a very good song, but
I've slept in caves like this for entire winters. But there's something about this place. Something old. Unfamiliar. I don't like it.
Me
I
neither.
don't like all these humans on the verge of panic either. Maybe these dwellings up ahead will calm them down.
I super doubt it. A godstone. Under here? What's it doing here? Zephyr looks up at the strange giant formation glittering with strange glowing patterns. The Valkyr know almost nothing about this ancient race's god, let alone their god Venzanan. The name alone might be wrong, but we have a framework of letters based on repeated patterns found around here. She wanders around the glowing pools of the godstone. If we're correct, Venzanan was not their only god, but he became one of the most powerful at the cost of everything dear to him. She looks at you. Of course, if what you hold dear is something like control, maybe there is power in letting go. Gems of various sizes and shapes are found embedded in the hammering stones. The clansmen are seen hammering away in an attempt to pry particularly large chimneys. The ringing of hammers echoes through the deep. The clansmen go about their work. You never knew what these men had the skills they did. Two leverage the ends of large picks while two men in front guide the tips. These men are miners. It takes only a minute for them to skillfully pry the gem from its deep socket. Talented workers who should be learned from, not dominated. A man from behind claps you on the back, smiling. The miners walk forward and place the red gem in your hands with grateful smiles. That's dope. But also, I am a scaredy cat. The spearman is standing alone, staring off into the depths of the caves. If you take off on down one of these tunnels, we're not going after you. Back doesn't respond. He doesn't want to talk. I like him already. Do you know the worst part about it all? Worst part of what? Of everything. This world. This life, if you can call it that. It's the silence. You give Folker a look. He hasn't slept near Rolly. That man makes all kinds of strange sounds. That's just noise. There's the silence from the loneliness. Folker inhaled sharply. He's hit a sore spot. Maybe these tunnels and caves make it worse. There used to be days of talk. We used to laugh. Are you talking about your fucking spear again? Back turns and stares at you with eyes of a man undecided on going mad. Often helps what she can, but no, there was another. Now there's an endless hole shaped like her, and if I don't keep filling it with work or drink. He works away without finishing his thought. Keep an eye on him. I'm the only one who gets to lose their mind and start killing. He's not crazy, he's alone. Whoever she was, she still thinks she was the greatest. I'm jealous of her. It'd be nice to have someone feel that way about me. You shake your head, snort, and walk away. Fucking humans. I'm not saying fine anymore, by the way, because it just feels weird whenever I do. I'm swearing like a me. The young Mender stands tall and proud as you approach. Volvik, I was wondering about what it takes to become a Raven. I've never heard stories about tests or trials to join. Is there a test? Why do you care? Aren't you Zephyr's lackey? Well, apprentice, yes. I'm a full Mender training to become a Valka. Part of our training requires world experience. Couldn't you work with a blacksmith or something? Nichols frowns at her. Would you kill someone for coin? Kill for... The Mender's face pales a bit. I mean, I guess, if that was the job. Volker walks up and clamps a hand on one of Nichols' now sagging shoulders. Most of what we do never makes it into the Scout songs. I guess I need to think on this a bit more. Let us know in Manahar. Nichols nods as you walk off. Right, and I'm going to poke at these pools because, those are interesting. This was a sacred sanctuary for those who built it, the Valka says, walking around the perfectly round, rippling pools. At least from what we've uncovered. The top pool was for reflecting on one's deeds, the middle to ask for the strength from the world, and the bottom was for insight into one's future. She hesitates before saying, I've never done anything but study their inscriptions. I'm gonna look ahead because that seems like a bad plan, but discovering the future before it happens sounds promising. You sit in front of the bottom pool, searching its surface before cupping the water on your hands. It turns green, but you drink it anyway. Suddenly your head and body thumbs with pain like you've been savagely beaten. Gasping for air, you sense a great foreboding presence arched over you, staring. Your beard and chest are covered in green water. Inside you feel a single burning desire to hunt someone who's taken everything from you. I've been there before, Ollie says, waking you from your dream. You drink the wrong stuff, or too much of the right stuff, and you're on your back before you know it. You notice each of the pools has gone dark, but the pain you experience lingers. Whoa, shit. Well, we've only got 70 days, so let's head out, boys. Hi, No Name. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good evening. We are inside a cave attempting to carry the sleeping body of an immortal enemy of ours to a mysterious city. And also, I'm pretty certain we have a god previously imagined dead, or a goddess rather, previously imagined dead, wandering about in our party. But I'm not sure. Stay away from her, she's mine, you hear a man shout. He shoves the woman you previously saw with Ditch behind him. Ditch draws his weapon on the man and says, Yours? Yours? She belongs to me. The shield maiden clangs a spear against her shield. The shield maiden clanks the spear against her shield, trying not to grab the attention of the two men who are clearly not themselves. She doesn't belong to anyone, you thick-skulled morons. Another woman shouts. Well, she doesn't belong near my husband either. If she gets near me, I'll kill her. Who is she? My betrothed, Ditch says. The other mans go wide. But I asked her to marry me and she says yes. Me too, the few others shout. As everyone's ire rises, they turn to the woman who looks like the picture of innocence. I can't decide, she says. Chaos consumes the clansmen and fighters. The men yell to state their claim, others yell for the men to be quiet. Wives pull on their husbands to stay out of the ruckus. By the time you regain control, there is no sign of the woman who instigated the entire ordeal, but a great deal of animosity in her wake. Well, I shouldn't have done that. You stop, turn your head, and open your jaw slightly to increase your hearing. What's that sound, you ask Volker. She only shrugs. It's quiet, you say, but it sounds like a beat or something. She listens for a moment and shrugs again. Maybe you're just not hearing us cooped up in that tunnel anymore, she says, watching the entire caravan move towards the incredible bones ahead. Can you imagine the beast that left those behind? She turns to find you on your knees, once again grasping at your head. We're having a bad time. Drums in the deep.
White Tower. Who am I?
On your damn feet. Come on. You blink rapidly, but everything is dark. A purple glow casts its light on the skin of someone next to you. You growl and instantly have claw and fang in your hands. Have you lost your mind? Volker whispers. Quit acting like a fool and put your axes away. You try to catch your breath as you look around. It's that same depths-cursed dream, you say. The one with the tower. Clearer this time, but my hands. Zephyr approaches. Is everything okay? You look, your face snaps towards hers. Everything's fine, Valka. She studies your face, then focus before saying, then we should keep moving. The air feels full of warning. You walk past without a word. What happened? Oof. My personal belief is just that body, because I'm pretty certain I remember similar things. What are we looking at, Valka? The center of the world? Remember, for the other sake, it's best we not discuss it. Wait, the Valka says, quietly, softly stepping forward. Something is wrong. Listen. You feel more than hear a sound. Vibrations through the cabin floor, perhaps. Get ready for anything you say. And the ravens spread the word down the line, each fighter drawing their weapons. Valka, you're getting us out of this one. Clear? Yeah. So basically, no name. Don't like that. Sorry, I just read what's going on. The idea of this game is it's sort of a RPG with tactical elements. So like a tactical survival RPG, which traditionally I really don't enjoy, but I'm actually quite enjoying this. And I think it's because it's a really compelling story, like I want to know more. Beautiful art, absolutely amazing soundtrack, and the story itself is so compelling, and the like resource management isn't too difficult. And so the idea is that basically you have, so these clansmen, fighters, and Val are the people in your caravan, and they're following you on, or you're leading them on a journey to go somewhere. So we're currently going to the city of the Menders, which is the equivalent of like the mages of this world, sort of. It's a city of knowledge compared to the Val city, which is destroyed, and the human city, which is garbage. And you have two different people you can play as, not that you can play as rather, but there are two different stories going on. So the story we were playing earlier, which you missed unfortunately, was of Rook, who is a most excellent dad. I said that, and then I abruptly got really sad because of the ending of the first game. It's true, it really is. Rook is the most excellent dad, but bad things have happened to him, and now he's leading his people to Arbrang because it's like, well, I guess. And then this guy, Bolverk, is a mercenary who accidentally wound up protecting a bunch of humans from a town. Listen, there's the big difference between dad and daddy, and he is solidly like, he has a father figure, he is a good lad, top-notch dad, and just terrible things have happened and continue to happen. A large chunk of those terrible things were a result of my poor decision making, but here's the lad dad. She looks concerned, but before she responds, you see movement. Of course, why not? Because there's the fucking holes in the ground that the dredge coming out of over the rise in the massive cabin. It's a silhouette of a dredge force with large shapes you've never seen before. My hair is doing the thing where it falls directly into my face, and it's driving me around the bend. Right. I'm gonna stick with this, I think. Even though we kind of died a lot, I do like this party. Like explained, there will be darkness again. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. They are excellent friends. Right. Okay, I can't move anyone, so Whatever, I guess. Ruin his day. Actually gonna move you back here. Start taking on those guys. What do I want to do with you? I want to move you here. I'm gonna do this. Excellent stabs. Move you here. We're gonna do this. It's incredibly rude. Right. Try and get an easy kill in early. No, come back. And well, that's unhelpful. I really shouldn't have done that. Whatever. Nice. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh fuck. What the fuck? I regret to inform you, but this is what I believe the kids would call that monster. Where'd it go? She uses Sunder Eyeless and she can race the fallen. Destroy her. Please tell me she's not immortal. Listen, it's bad time o'clock. At least he's out of the way. Right. Get him out of the way as well. Him out. For him. No. He's crap. Right. 11, dope. Right. Fuck. Fuck. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry, Ollie. shit that I like to see. Right. Okay. What? Oh no. Oh. Fuck me. God, it is bad time o'clock up in here. I'm wondering with some annoyance if maybe this is you're supposed to fail this. Because I'm going to. Or maybe not. Come on. You can do it, you fool. I believe in you. Whew. Oh no. What in the depths is happening? Iris is trying to bring the cave down on our heads, Zephyr screams. I can stop her, but the Valkyr grows abruptly quiet and scans the people running for their lives. Just keep them all together, Nichols. Here, Valkyr Zephyr, the young Mender says, helping an older woman to her feet nearby. Zephyr grabs with Nichols and whispers to him. The young Mender's eyes go wide, but he nods solemnly. He turns to you and says, I'm sorry if I was a nuisance. A large rock falls nearby and he stumbles away, back towards Iris. Nichols begins tracing a pattern in the air. You yell... What? You yell for everyone to keep moving, tossing those who stop to turn around. When you look back, Zephyr is standing behind Nichols, tracing an alternate pattern. The young man glows at a very new moment, hair flapping as if a giant gust is blowing behind him. Then he crumbles. Iris grows quiet in the distance. You watch the form of the thunder shake and struggle to maintain its form. Then it fades, like snow blowing over a hilltop. A few more rocks tumble down and you grab the sagging Valkyr before she is crushed. Once you've made up with everyone else, you tally the numbers. The losses are not as bad as they could have been. I doubt that ended here, Zephyr says. And there are many passages here which Iris knows all too well. She's been tracking us. We need to leave these caves immediately. You pause and say, what you did with that Mender boy. Zephyr turns her head. We can discuss Nichols' sacrifice another time. We must move. You give the command and nobody hesitates to obey. Distressed honking. I'm actually gonna form camp real quick, but it's literally just to rest for a day. Actually no, that's a lie. I'm gonna spend a lot. We've got a lot, and I'm gonna spend it leveling people up. Right. Oops. Go for it. Okay. Okay. Okay, have that. Right, does anyone have points to spend? Nope. At least Ollie's alive. I'm glad to hear that. Right. Let's head out. Should take us a week to get to Manahar. I think we've done 3 days already. So an uncertainty swirl across Valka's face until she finally stands. What? You ask. Things have changed down here, she says. Rocks have shifted, eyes have opened. I doubt Alice did all of that, but regardless, I'm not entirely sure which path to take. Send scouts ahead in several directions. Scouts, you say, and the ravens near you group up instantly. You send them ahead. They'll at least give you something to go on, you tell Zephyr. Volvok, all around us, Volker shouts. You peer into the darkness and see something approaching which resembled a dredge. A morbidly warped dredge. A woman runs to grab her child, but the thing cleaves both of them with a strange weapon. The bodies blacken and twist upon the ground. Don't fall to these fucking beasts, you shout, charging into the enemy. Yike. Right. I'm sorry, Under. That's nowhere near what I meant to say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ollie, but I'm going to try back out in your place. We'll see how it goes. Probably badly is my guess, but you know, it's always worth it to try. Did my bot disconnect? No, it's just, I just spaced. We can't pick where people go. Bugger, right. That's marginally horrifying, and by... Oh, fuck. Marginally, I mean very horrifying. I will use this opportunity to get very angry. Fuck. You little bitch. Hang on, right. No, I want to see. No! Well. Oh, I see. I see, and I'm unhappy about it. No. Piece of shit. This is not my finest hour, I have to say. Right, whatever. Beat you up. Ruin your day. Then we can ruin your day, which is tasty. You move down here. Fuck that guy up. Dope. I feel like that was worth more renown, even though there were only 3 enemies. They were both strange and difficult, so... Moments pass where you calm yourselves in the fights. What in the depths were those things, you ask, but no one answers. The Valkyrie is using the spear to sift through the glowing remains. Her face strains to hide her fear. Look, she points to the edge of torch's light. this side of the path is the wounded Dredge Stonesinger. You draw your axes, but Zephyr begins to hum. The Stonesinger responds. Those creatures were like nothing I've seen before. They look like some kind of dredge to me. So does this one. This one is a mentor of sorts. You know one of these slags? I know quite a few. Volker gasps and you find yourself growling, but Zephyr ignores the response. She makes a dull noise, almost a hum. The Stonesinger responds in kind. It says greetings and that he dreamed of you. All the clansmen and fighters back away and whisper. She's talking to it. She's fucking talking to it. Ask it what those things were. The Valkyr again makes an unfamiliar sound, like a scowl trying to find the right tune, and the Stonesinger responds. It says they are a nightmare. Then something about mercy, and he thanks you. The language is difficult for me, but I can learn more from him once he's healed. And where do you plan to heal him? In a cart on our way to Manahar. Volker turns and stares at you. I want to hear more. Let's get him in a cart. This is a mistake. This isn't like you. We kill those things, not invite them into camp. The Shield Maiden walks off instead of saying anything else. Zephyr looks at you. She'll get over it. Zephyr thanks you again as the Stonesinger is lifted into a cart. He hums something you cannot understand. I'm concerned but intrigued. The Valka stops to weave patterns with her sphere. Moments later she looks even more confused. I cannot determine which path we take now. Volker gets into your face. I'm usually the nice one, Valka, but with these things down here I'm past nice. You let us down here, get us out. A little rumble comes from the cart. The Stonesinger is saying something. His stone song has shown him the way again. We'll soon be in our world again. A strange phrase, but there is nothing to do but follow her lead again. The smell of fresh air alerts the entire caravan to the cave exit ahead. We went too far in bringing that thing with us, Volver, a raven shouts. We kill Dredge when we see them, not nurse them back to health. We're done with your bloody company. A good number of fighters and even clansmen from Bindel run for the exit without looking back. Volker says nothing, but a silence says everything. Everyone continues moving forward. The fear of the warp-twisted creatures is fresh in their mind. You notice something strange about the light coming from the exit. It is not pure daylight. Well, hey, what? Also, hey, dudes, chill. I fucking disagree as well, and I would rather not. But, A, dude seems pretty chill, and B, rather more importantly, he led us to the exit. Keep going, the Valka says now. Starts to everyone, then looks at you. Who knows what to expect north of the Wormscale Mountains now? Is there... What in the depths am I looking at, Valka? What? Don't know. Chapter 12. The destined day shall come. Hey, we made it out of the mountains. It looks like everyone's almost ready to move out, Ivor says, walking away. We're about as patched up as we can expect to be out here. If you have any other business to handle before we leave, now's the time. He tosses aside a whittle stick, and I doubt we'll get out of here with talking to that old man again. I think his name's Josser. Seems he's a temporary leader since their governor was killed. I'm gonna level someone up. Level Aleo up, I think. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Save the rest for now. I know, the towns here are really... They always look really pretty. I absolutely love the design of this game. It's absolutely stunning. Royak looks nervous as you approach. You choose your words carefully, remembering to talk slowly. Why did you attack other Horseborn? His eyes dart around and he repeats your words silently, slowly, before preparing his response. Other like me. Wrong. Friend no. You looked at Oddleaf to see if she understands, but she only shakes her head a bit. Fight. Friend no. Other wrong. You fought them because they're not your friends? Rourke squints while studying Oddleaf's mouth moving. Friend, no. If you're going to join us, you have to follow orders. He doesn't seem to understand your words, but your tone makes him step back a pace. You're not in trouble, but we are a herd. Rook is our leader. Oddleif points to you and speaks slowly. We follow orders from our leader. You follow orders from leader. You cannot be sure how much Rook understands, but his jaw clenches and he stands straighter. He snorts and kicks up dirt with a hoof. He doesn't seem to like that, does he? No, but he'll learn to appreciate it. I want to know about you and Deirdre. Deirdre? He whips his tail and stands taller, prouder. Deirdre, mate. Me, hers. Hers, mine. When food much again, strong young for Deirdre and me. Oddleif looks at you with arched eyebrows. A confident man wanting to... Oddleif, you're not subtle. A confident man wanting to provide for a family? There's something attractive about that. You clear your throat and look back at Roak. Oddleif has never been subtle. Which is completely fair, because I fucking love Oddleif. I don't fight with her very often, because I don't really like the way the archers work in this game, aside from Rook. Also because not having Rook as our leader in the party to fight always feels really weird to me, even though I could, like, put some more Val in there and it would probably be better off. But you choose your words carefully. I'm glad I had a chance to talk to you. Roak simply stares at you. Everyone feels awkward at the ability to communicate, so you smile at him. Thank you. Thank. He taps a hoof to the ground a few times before trotting off. My best guess is there are different herds like our clans, but they don't really get along. Maybe this hard-attacking Lunda was just a particular enemy. Maybe. She smiles and leaves you to your confusion. I'm still giggling about how unsubtle Oddleif is. So that's it? You're just going to leave us to fend for ourselves? You know we're heading to Arberang. I've been very clear about that. But what if those Dredge return, or those flea-ridden horseborn? I'm not sure about the horseborn, but you can count on more Dredge. But why? Why are they after Lunda? They're running from something, same as us. But you're running from them. What are they running from? That's what we'd all like to know. Joss's eyes dart around for a moment. Does that mean you'll take us with you? You think about what he's asking. All of you? How many are there? Well, let me think. We've got about 50 fighters. That's how many were tucked away inside the Great Hall you saved. I think that about sums it up. What do you say? Are you ready to sew your banner into ours? Consider it sewn. It's the people of Lunda that mean something, and you'll keep them alive better than I ever could. Great, then that's settled. We do need more fighters. I don't like the idea of taking on more people, but we do need more fighters. Jossa, what can you tell us about the Old Wood? Is that where you're headed, with this many? When he sees you nod, his lips purse and move from side to side. Well, strange things happen in that place. It's a place where people go missing or come back happier than ever. Is it dangerous? You charge into a town under attack by Horseborn and Dredge. I'm not sure what you consider dangerous. I guess that means we'll find out. You agree and call for everyone to move out. Don't mess around, move out. Boo-doo-doo, move out. I can't remember the rest of the song. Move out. Move out. I was hoping there'd be a market so I could buy some more supplies, but whatever. We've got just under a month. As long as none of our supplies spoil or get stolen. I mean, that is a big if, but... It's so pretty. I suppose I should thank you for saving me, a woman's voice echoes from somewhere around you. But you left me to rot, and that won't keep the white leaves from piling up at your door. There, someone shouts. You see a woman... Oh, fuck. Throw a budding flask in the air, which arcs before breaking on the ground between a yox and its cart. Singed animal fur fills the air, and the yox bolts, scattering and ruining supplies. When you look back, the woman is gone, but you're sure it was the witch you cut free from the tree. I left her food and water. Oh, well. Remember what I said 30 seconds ago about not... It's fine. Whispers from the clansmen grow in volume with every step towards the colourfully daunting Old Wood. Nothing but game trails into this place, Ivor says. For this many people, I don't like it. He looks around agitated, nervous. Glancing around, you notice the other Val and even the horseborn acting similarly. Tight places like this don't sit well with us, he says, watching you. No room to stand or swing, just another place I don't belong. Ivor's growing concern with feeling useless is somewhat puzzling, but you keep it to yourself. For all its majesty and storied past filled with legendary hunts, the dense foliage and spore-filled air of the old world is airy. Right, before we go in, we're going to make a super quick camp, so I can rest to get the morale up. I probably shouldn't because we are running low on supplies, but having better morale helps you in fights. That's why I try and not go into bad morale unless I'm absolutely running low on supplies. You notice the thick coloured specks in the air are especially thick in this area. When the caravan ahead of you suddenly stops, they're watching a man who's staring at a flower and crying. "It's just so perfect," he says. "I paint and carve runes, but this flower is what I've waited for my whole life." The spectators are now nodding with tears in their eyes. You're not sure what to do. Why is it perfect? You wouldn't understand. Colours of meaning of the light is. It's just perfect. The others agree and seem offended by your question. Inspect the flower. You move forward and see the flower looks more like a plain red and yellow shrub. As you near it, it shakes subtly, putting out a small cloud of spores in the air. You start to see the true beauty of the plant as other clansmen crowd around. Oh shit, trying to reach down and politely take your cloak. You smile as a tiny bird teaches you how to count to green. Birds are on the ground, you nestle in them to sleep. Wake up, Ivor says. He's holding his head and squinting to block out the sunlight. Your head hurts too, along with your body, which is sprawled across the rocks. We've been robbed, the Val says, and no one was awake to see who it was. We've fucked up real bad. Oh, shit and piss, my friends. I started this off... I had such high hopes. Maybe Ettingberg will have a market and I can buy some more supplies. Still got more of the wood to go through too. With our luck, it'll have been destroyed already. Peculiarities are no stranger in the old wood, but the discovery of blue-tinged fire in the distance causes quite a stir among the clansmen. The Val ignore it completely, but fighters and families alike want a closer look. You consider what to do. Yes, have you ever seen anything like this? The archers' eyes are wide and they dart around to various branches in the trees. Maybe, she says. Best to move along. Call everyone back. No telling who or what's out there. Let's stay together and keep moving. By the looks on their faces, you clearly dashed a few dreams, but the clansmen all return. Okay, but I kept you alive. A sudden rumble underfoot is strong enough to make you grab the side of the cart for balance. After it ends, you notice a young girl crying when her brother puts an arm around her. That's just the way it is around here, he says. Nothing to cry about. Oddly concerned. I'm not sure if that's the right attitude or not, she says. It keeps them from worrying all the time, but it keeps them from being cautious too. What's the point in caution? Ivor says. Look around. If it is that massive serpent causing these quakes, it could be an arrow's range away and we'd never know for all these trees. His words do little to quash the acrid dread in your gut. The faint smell of smoke goes unnoticed by many except you and a few others, including the horseborn. It's coming from the south, Ivor says. Ettingbecker, if the map is right, it'll take us some time. Ettingbecker, if the map is right, it'll take us some time to get there. Rock and Dedra are unleashing strings of angry sounds and pointing to hoofprints leading south through the woods. Clansmen watch them with concern. What are the horseborn doing? Rourke turns back to you. Dedra struggles to understand your words, finally saying, "Destroy." He looks... Sorry. Your look of concern brings Gathic over. This herd, he points at the hoofprints, enemy. Rourke hates Triggercanthi. Sounds Irish to me. Dedra. You cannot understand the last word, he says, or the sounds afterwards. Me neither who want things, all things, ruined. Almost kill Rourke, then meeting you. Let's see if we can help. Where she doesn't understand your words, your movement towards the village prompts Deirdre to move forward quickly. Only Rourke is able to slow her and keep her near the caravan. Your arrival through the smoke is unexpected by the hoof pillagers. Some unite to hold you off while others, smeared in blue war paint, flee into the surrounding woods. Well, Okay. See how this goes. The Horseborn are great. I've only met them today and I love them already. Right. I seem to have lost the ability to choose where I go, so that's fun and sexy. Oh, he's a big old boy. Rude. Stop that. I've only fought with Scathach before, so I don't know what the others are like for fighting. Right. Let's get our first kill. Okay. Stop doing that. It's very rude. Okay. That's also very rude. Ah, shit. I absolutely 110% screwed that one up. Please stop attacking Hakon. He is my big friend. Whoops. On the other hand, I'm also an idiot who just got very confused, so... Ah. Jesus wept. Really? Please stop attacking Hakon? That would be super dope, thanks. It would make me very happy if you would not do that thing. Ah, shit. Piss off. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, we've made a mistake. I've made at least one mistake, possibly several more. What a fucking dick. Right. Well, thank you, No Name. Take care. Have a good sleep. I will, probably... I actually need to end stream off here, so I'm going to end stream as soon as, this particular cutscene is done. So thank you for coming along. I appreciate it, No Name. Have good sleeps. Thank you. You too. There is a market. Val and Clansman quickly douse the fires around the village. We can never repay you, the village leader states, but we will spread word of what you did here today across the woods and hills. Thank you. The governor looks at you from a distance and nods once. Right. First thing I'm gonna do, buy literally all of their supplies. Next thing I'm gonna do, level someone up. Right, Hogan or Eric to level up first? Let's level up Eric. Then level up Hogan. See the sunlight fade. And they can start leveling people up from 5 to 6. But seeing as it is now 11 o'clock, it is end time for sleep emojis. So I'm gonna say thank you very much for watching. It is very much appreciated and I hope that you enjoyed. I will be streaming Mass Effect 3 this Saturday. I'm not sure exactly what we'll be doing because it's been a long enough time since I played it. I've kind of forgotten, but it will be good. This Sunday will be Secret World Legends, so we'll be doing more of the main quest now that we've made it across the wall at long last. Next Tuesday will be Final Fantasy XIV, where we will be hanging out and having fun, as we so often do. And then next Thursday will be more of the Banner Saga 2, where I have no doubt more odd, mysterious and confusing things will happen. Let's see.
Trial.
Let's go raid Dark Insanities because it is his birthday and there's nothing like a birthday raid. So if you want to participate in the raid, please copy and paste the raid text, which will have just appeared in chat. Yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. I very much appreciate it. Take care.